So would you like to show your homework on the screen? You can just show up. Did you do the vision board? Did you print or?
It's in my mind.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Vision board, but I wrote it.
Okay, you wrote it.
Yes.
How about the others?
I just joined in today, so I have not done it, but I've already thought of doing a vision board prior to this class. So I'm collecting the stuff.
Okay. So then this homework we would see next week.
Yes.
I have a soft
Next week.
I wrote on a paper.
You wrote on a paper, okay. Hopefully the paper doesn't go missing. We
No,
still-
now I'm going to make a book.
Okay, okay.
I have a soft copy.
You have a soft copy, okay.
I made a soft collage, but I did it on the phone.
Okay. So
I
basically,
made the vision board. I would like to show.
can you put it a little higher so we could see? Okay. Well, there's two people sitting there. Okay. Are you facing the beach?
No, what I'm showing is like on my vision board, I have like a steps going up.
Okay.
So on that one, it says to be ready to climb the spiritual steps by observing power of silence and power of truth through meditation and spiritual awareness.
Okay. That's good.
And then below it shows the meditation.
Okay. Nice. So did you had fun doing it?
Yes,
You all had fun.
I really enjoyed doing it.
Nice. So, do you know what is the topic for today's class? Do you know what's the topic for today's class? Any one of you? Did you know that we have a syllabus for this whole month?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Did we share the syllabus?
Sorry, someone was echoing. I think two Zoom probably is turned on in someone's home and the approximate distance is too close, so it's just echoing. Yes, I did put it in the WhatsApp group, the Dr. J Yoga.
Power of impact on mindful cooking.
Power of impact on mindful cooking. Yeah.
Perfect. And cooking is something I wouldn't say just the women's. I think I do know some brothers, some men do enjoy cooking, but also I would say it's a definitely home weapon. It's a home weapon that takes a lot of influence in the family members. Do you agree?
Yep.
Okay. So today,
Group, because some of us didn't get the WhatsApp group message probably.
okay. So now that I have all of you in the chain email, I would attach the syllabus for this month.
That'll be good, yeah.
So
'Cause
all
I
of
don't think I
you.
saw it.
Okay. So I think when it comes in the email, it's probably more easy accessible because WhatsApp is like an ocean. Everything gets missing in WhatsApp group. So I will post the syllabus for this month in the email. And also you will have an homework for this week. And I'll share with you what the homework is at the end of this class. So before we, okay, what is the time? Okay, it's 5:10. So what I'm going to do right now is all of you probably have watched Shivani Ben's classes, talks. So you probably know so much about the power of thoughts, power of vibrations. So what I'm going to add to this class is I'm going to add some scientific background to it. So you actually know that this power of vibration is not just on a spiritual ground, but but it does have some scientific backings. So I've chose two good videos, which I'm going to show you. And then I'm going to guide you through, I'm going to explain. And and I think before I step into showing the first video, before I step into the class, I would like to lead you into a meditation. Is that okay? We all can go into some silent moment, meditation. And I'm going to put the light on the screen. So sit back comfortably. Keeping your body relaxed. Tune in to within yourself. And at this moment, let us go back to the days of our childhood, when you were a young child. Now visualize those people who were there during your childhood, your parents or your siblings or your friends. Bring them up in your mind right now. And as you look at them, ask yourself, what did you learn from them? Through your interactions and your experiences with them. What did they teach you? Some memories could be very sweet, and maybe some memories may not be so sweet, but still, they must have taught you something. And now let's move a little forward. When you started your school, your classmates, your teachers, what did you learn from them? Let's move a little forward. When you started your first job or your family, you met new people. You met new colleagues, or you met your spouse, your in-laws. What did they teach you? And maybe some of you could have moved to this country, leaving your familiar people, environment behind in your home country. And you came here. How did that felt like? This is a new environment for you, new culture, new people. How did you adapt? And now look at your own self, your present self. You've had many experiences, gone through many ups and downs in life, and you've met many souls in your life. You learned a lot. Are you proud of who you are right now? Do you feel that all these souls who have come into your life made you a better person? Now, when you look back at some of the challenges that you faced, maybe at that time it felt impossible. But now, when you look back, you did it. You faced it. And these experiences are teaching you that no matter what happens, you will always succeed. Even though you may feel it is hard, but you definitely will succeed because you always had succeeded and you always will. That is your biggest strength, is you have the power to face and resolve any situations in life. And now when you are ready, you can come back to the present moment. Om Shanti. I'm going to lock the meeting right now. It is locked. Is everyone okay? Welcome back to the present. Did you experience anything?
Sister, there are some more people who want to join. So
Okay, I will unlock.
okay.
Okay, so for this meeting, I'll not lock it. Yeah,
10 more minutes. Yeah, 5-10 minutes.
it's okay. For this meeting, I'll not lock it.
Okay, thank you.
So did anyone of you experience anything?
Peace.
No, I didn't.
Please. Mm-hmm. You
Lot
walked
of
through.
I got a lot of memories of the past, the childhood memories of the different places and different people, and some sad, some happy.
Yeah, it's very important that we face our feelings and we resolve it because there's so much more to come in the future, maybe in the present too. And so it's very important that we don't accumulate. We face it, we deal with it, let's go on. If it is something I can fix, then let me do it. But if it's something I can't fix, if that soul has moved on or maybe even left body, then let me fix it through my mind, through my vibration, through my thoughts. But it's important I resolve it. I don't accumulate. Because all of us do know, especially in this period of time, that our expiry date can be any time. Do you agree?
Yes.
Even I feel that for me. So I think all of us can feel that our expiry date can come anytime. And at that time, I don't think any one of us will want to go into the journey of regrets. So while we are still breathing, I think it's high time we do it. That's one thing that every day in my meditation, I bring my focus to within, and I just check. I go back to my past. I just check, am I holding anything? Is there some unresolved feelings that I need to deal with? And if that soul is probably not ready to listen, then I talk to that soul in my mind. And whatever that I need to say, I tell to that soul in my mind. I'm sending that vibration in my mind. And over a period of time, I see that things get resolved. It's not that what I'm doing, things, I'm not sure what's happening, but I know absolutely sure what I'm thinking, the vibration is reaching there. But maybe with some souls, the vibration will take time to grow. And with some souls, the vibration can be very immediate, can be very quick. But it definitely works. And for me personally, I do this a lot with family members, my family members. They're all back in Malaysia, but they're all dealing with so many issues. Both my siblings, I did share the previous class. I came to the Brahma Kumaris when I was 3 years old. That's when I started learning this meditation. And then, of course, a few years later, my parents came in, my siblings, I have 2 older siblings. And, both of them, they had their own household issues. They're married, they have family. They both are divorced, and then they have a second family. They're remarried, but there's just a whole lot of drama that's happening back there with all of them. And all of them, they call me individually at different times just to sort out things, for help. So if I'm not strong, I can easily be influenced. But I just realized that everyone have their drama, meaning everyone has a role and things that they need to face in their life. And I cannot interfere in what they are facing. But I can definitely give strength to that soul to face whatever it is that their karmic account that they have to face. So I cannot interfere in their karma, but I can definitely help them, help the soul to be powerful and have the strength to face. And whenever I go back to visit Malaysia, I go every other year. I'm pure vegetarian, as you all know. I've never eaten out my whole life. My family is, of course, some of them they eat meat, they're non-veg. Some of them are veg. But I prefer eating from my own cooking. So, and they respect that. They all have the knowledge, they respect. So I have my own pots and pans. And I cook, I offer it to God, and then I serve the family. And whenever I'm there, whenever I'm doing the cooking, and then I meditate, and then I offer the family, I see that their state of mind becomes good while I'm there. And then after that, when I come back, going back again to their daily dramas and issues. And I actually want to show you this particular video. Maybe some of you would know the scientist is called Emoto. Have you heard about it? The documentary is called Water. So I'm going to show you, it's a very quick, in fact, this, we studied a lot about this scientist in our university. My neuroscience professor loved this Emoto because my neuroscience professor was also Japanese, and this scientist is also Japanese. So we studied a lot about his research. So I'm going to just quickly share you a video of his, and it's just about 3-4 minutes video, but it's a very powerful video. So let me pull it up. Okay. So here it goes. Can you see? Let me know. Good.
In this experiment, Dr. Emoto's researchers used a glass of Tokyo tap water, which seems to be unable to form crystals, and performed a test. Participants placed the glass in the center of their circle and sent gratitude to the water. Studying the water under the microscope, they started to see a crystal formation. Increased magnification showed the symmetry of the crystal, revealing how the tap water was transformed by the gratitude sent by the group. The crystal continued to grow, expressing the energies received. The tap water from Tokyo finally produced a beautiful crystal.
It was interesting to see children so completely astonished after they witnessed the difference in Tokyo tap water, before and after they sent the prayer. Their mothers were kind of skeptical before this experiment. But afterwards, they said, "We really have to believe it."
So that was a scientific background. How much just being at home, you can create miracles for your family, especially mothers, fathers too, definitely. But you definitely set the atmosphere at home. And so that's why today's class I targeted a lot about cooking, because especially when we are cooking, we may think that it is a very normal, ordinary, everyday duty, chores that we're doing. And we may sometimes even take it very lightly. Sometimes we just cook it on the go. Sometimes we could be watching something and cooking. Sometimes we could be talking over the phone and cooking. But whatever that you're doing every single day, those energy is what has created the current reality of your home, the people living with you. If you're happy of your current condition of your house and your family, it's perfect. But if you feel you want to bring a change, then you start from cooking. And as you saw the water there, you can start with, if you have, I don't know, maybe some of you in your homes, you could have a copper jug or any jug that you fill water, and then the whole family members, they take water from that jug. So you take 1 cup of water from that jug and you put it during your prayers or meditation, put it there in front in the morning. And as you are meditating, maybe you are even telling your prayers, but as you're doing this, you are consciously creating a peaceful, positive, powerful thoughts, and that water is absorbing it. And then you take that water and pour it back into the jug and let your family members have it. So what all you want to see happening in your family, maybe you want to see your family members healthy, or maybe you want to see them happier, maybe you want to see them more peaceful. All of these thoughts you create, and you, I would say, infect the water. You change, you empower the water with it, and also during cooking. And I would say that gradually you would see the difference, because the taste of the food stays in the tongue only for a short time, but the vibration of the food stays in the soul for a lifetime. Do you think that? So, as souls, we all have, on a conscious level, there's so much thing that we want to improve, or there's so many things that we want to do. But sometimes our habit kicks in, right? Sometimes our habit contradicts with what we want to do. Do you think? Sometimes we have the motivation to do, and then maybe the callousness or the laziness or the excuses comes in over time. So subconsciously, there's a different programming that's happening. And then consciously, I'm trying to create a different programming for me. Do you think your conscious thinking can overpower your subconscious thinking? Do you think? Somehow I think you're muted, maybe. Do you think your conscious thinking? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So for that also, I'm going to show you another scientific video, which is about, again, 2-3 minutes. And I'm going to show you how subconsciously there could be a lot of things that has been programmed, a lot of habits, personalities that we have carried from our past, whether in this birth, past, or past birth itself. But then now at this point of time in my life, if I have decided that I want to bring a change in some particular aspects in myself, I am facing an ocean of experiences that's already programmed in me, in the soul. So how can I face and change that personality that's already deep within me?
Sister, I would like to interrupt and say something. When you are speaking, my volume is full blast, so I can barely hear you. But when you play the video, I have to bring it down.
Okay.
And I thought I was the only one, but somebody else also made a comment that
I see.
they can barely hear you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Is this better now? Am I
Yeah,
audible?
some of us can hear you very clearly, so.
We can
Okay.
hear clear.
Really, all depends on their.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any problem.
Perfectly.
Yeah. Sister, may I say something on this subject of subconscious?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I think that the subconscious is very powerful. That's what I've experienced because those are my experiences deeply buried.
Yes.
And sometimes in real life, that's
okay.
You might, they struggle sometimes with the present.
Yes.
And they are very powerful.
Yes.
So
I think it's all of us. It's not just you. All of us are having some internal battles within us. So I'm going to play this video quickly, and then I'm going to explain to you how to deal with certain personalities within you that you want to bring a change. I'm going to go and show you this video, and then I'm going to show you methods. Okay. So just give me a moment. Okay, so here it comes up.
Our brain requires a great deal of energy to operate, particularly when we have to concentrate and think about something. Problem solving or making a decision not only uses more brain energy, it also can be a slow process. So our brain seeks to conserve energy by developing efficient ways of operating. One way it does this is through conscious and subconscious processing. Our brain seeks to automate much of what we do to save us time and brain energy. These are our brain's subconscious processes. They take care of our basic life functioning, our fight or flight response, and our learned behaviors and habits. We don't really think about these things, they just happen on autopilot or have become second nature. In fact, up to 95% of all our behaviors and reactions happen at the subconscious level. Our subconscious is also involved in the recording and storing of our experiences and knowledge, forming our memories. These are stored in our brain like photos in a picture album, which we can refer back to later. The way we think and feel about these experiences forms a frame around the photo. This is how we give people, objects, or events meaning. Over time, this is how our attitudes develop. For the most part, our subconscious processes help us navigate the world efficiently. Yet sometimes we might develop unhelpful habits or attitudes that prevent us from achieving our goals. This is where more conscious thinking can benefit us. Our conscious processing involves our higher thinking capacity, where we can be more mindful and considered in what we think, feel, and do. We can use conscious thinking to reprogram our subconscious and change our thoughts, attitudes, and habits. While thinking consciously takes more energy, it is how we take greater control of our brain and achieve our goals.
Definitely what you have shared about subconsciously, those programmings are very, very deep, and it's not an overnight practice that we can overcome, but possibility of consciously creating an attitude or a way of thinking that you want to see it becoming natural within you is definitely possible, but it would take a greater amount of effort and consistency to see it happen naturally in your life. Because just think about it. I'm just giving an example. If, let's say, right now maybe you have developed anger, um, maybe, let's say, you could get angry quickly, maybe irritated quickly, but before, way much before you actually, created this personality within you, sometime before, getting angry was an option. It was definitely an option for you to um, respond to a particular situation. But over a period of time, just giving an example that maybe when your child was young, you could have told them sweetly, gently, politely, not to do certain things, and they may not listen to you. And then you tell again, and they're not listening. And then once you raise your voice, and out of fear, they listened, and you feel, well, this is easy. I don't have to waste too much of my time and energy trying to tell them. And then the second time, maybe you felt, okay, let me do it better way. Let me just be, polite with them. And then you do it, but then you see that they're not listening. And this time you probably raised your voice much quicker than you did it for the first time. And you see that they're listening. And then you feel, well, I guess this is a better option. This is probably the best way to to send across my message to them. And then the third time, you're not going to think again. You probably just raise your voice and then things get done. But over a period of time, what happens is probably I have learned within me that if I raise my voice, people would listen. So I've come to that conclusion. So then for the next time, I probably don't even need reasons to raise my voice. I probably deal with them this way all the time. So in the beginning, they would have had that fear or the nervousness, and they listen. And over a period of time, they will feel, oh, mommy or daddy is always angry. Mommy or daddy is always screaming. So then it just go above their head. They're probably not going to listen anymore. They've had enough. And then now I'm thinking, well, I need to, can you please, example of fear. Okay, so somebody's texted a message about fear. Fear is actually quite common in all of us. Maybe the degree of fear could be different, but fear is a ultimate manifestation. And how, on the beginning, how it could start on like nervousness, and then when nervousness gradually increases, then increases and increases, then eventually becomes fear, trauma and fear. And so, example, let's say fear. I'm going to use that example of fear. I will give my personal example because it's something I could still remember. When I came to this country, I remember when I was staying in my campus, in my hostel, and I went out for grocery shopping. And then in winter it gets dark pretty quickly. So I was waiting for the bus to go back to my campus, and it was like maybe 5:36, and it was already dark.
Gosh, dear.
So can you please mute yourself while we're having this class, unless if you have questions, that'll be helpful. So I was in the bus stop, and then I was approached by two men. They were Spanish, they were Mexicans, and they approached me and they robbed me. And at that time, it was funny now as I think back at that situation. Um, I felt uncomfortable, even in advance. There is a problem with the audio. Let me hold it this way. Hopefully it works. So I was sharing that just prior to that incident, my heart was beating fast. And usually I know from my past experiences, when my heart beat fast, that means I know something's going to happen. So then I was in my meditation. I just sat and I was connecting with God. And then when that incident happened, somehow at that time I was so calm. I didn't react. Okay, whatever you need to take, you can take. And then I walked back. I walked back to my campus. And even then, when I was walking in the dark, I was not frightened. So I walked, and as soon as I reached my campus, I reached my hostel, then all those memories of what just happened, like as a flashback, it came. Okay, they took this and everything. So, and I was still rational. I called the bank, I canceled the card, I called the phone company, I canceled my line, all of that. And I felt like I thought I dealt it well. I thought that, wow, you were not frightened, you just knew what you had to do. But I think weeks later, I realized that I developed fear to darkness. And I realized that, sometimes when I have to step out in the dark to go and throw trash, I would start feeling nervous when things are getting dark and outside. Sometimes I have to work extra hours in the lab with my professor, and then it gets dark for me to return back to my campus. I would get like nervous. Then I started becoming so cautious, looking all around me when I'm walking. And I realized that, okay, this is not healthy for me. I was never like this. Even when I was in the military, even, that's a whole different story. We, a lot of some of my friends were possessed by souls. And anyways, that's a whole different story. But even then, I don't think I was as disturbed as I was after the robbery. And then I realized, okay, I have to do something about this. And it took me, I would really say it took me maybe 2-3 months. I personally, just consciously, I worked on it, and connecting with myself, with God, and just drawing that power. And then always just having a self-talk, self-talk, self-talk. And sometimes on purpose, I would walk out in the dark, and I'm self-talking to myself, self-talking, everything is fine, I am protected, I'm having God's light. And consciously, 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 I had to do this so many times over and over, until finally I do see gradually that I became more and more relaxed and light, to walk out in the dark. So programming that we already have within us, yes, it could be very deep. Maybe because we probably could have been affected deeply, but there's always a chance to come out of it. There's definitely a chance, but you need to be so determined and powerful to take that chance. You have to do conscious effort, and definitely a lot of self-talk required for you to get over it. And I'm not going to give you any time frame. I'm not going to tell you it's probably going to take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. It's your personal journey. And what determines that you would see the result quickly is how determined you are, and how you are determined that no matter, even if you're going, even if you're going to have that fear while facing it, even if you're going to be nervous, but even then you tell yourself, no, this is definitely working. I am a powerful soul. I am a powerful soul. I'm protected by God. You do the self-talk, you do your prayers or your meditation, you would definitely come out of that trauma or fear. And I guarantee you that from my personal experience. So this is what I said, that your conscious thinking can definitely override your subconscious memories, personalities. You definitely can recreate a new memory for you, because let's not think that subconscious mind is something so great or so big. If I were to define what subconscious mind is, it is an action that you have performed repetitively and it became natural for you. That's all. Now, consciously, you create another action repetitively, and that's going to override. That is all. But you need to give your full in for this. Then you would see result. If sometimes you are okay, sometimes you give in, I would say you wouldn't see the result quickly until and unless you are ready for it. So I am. Does anyone have any questions so far?
I have question. This is Yogi, and I have question on not on this one, subconscious and conscious mind, but when you made a comment about food, that food vibration touches the soul.
Yes.
In Jainism, we said soul doesn't need any food; it's a anahari. So
Yes.
how vibration works on
Okay. Okay. Very beautiful question. You probably asked a question that others could be curious about too. So, food, physical food, is definitely digested by the body, but the vibration of that food, the energy that is contained within that food, is digested by the soul. Because soul, we all are souls and we all are energies, and energy influences energy. And so if a particular energy you are consuming every day, day in, day out, day in, day out, that becomes your energy. That becomes your personality. And so if you, again, parents, as parents, you do have beautiful hopes, you do have beautiful wishes, blessings for your family, especially your children or your grandchildren. You want to see them live well, you want to see them live happy. But they probably going through different karmic accounts in their life. They may go through their ups and downs. You cannot change that for a fact, but you can definitely influence the soul. You cannot influence their actions. You cannot influence their words, because it's a choice that they make. It is an individual soul that chooses how they want to think and chooses how they want to behave. But you can influence that soul with your energy, and then your energy will slowly get seeped into that soul, and then that soul, through that power, through the power that the soul is receiving from you, then they would use that power to speak and act, making the decisions and choices in their life. So that is the difference. But for that, as a parent, you need to have such a strong heart because as parents, sometimes we can break down easily looking at your loved ones going through, and you wish you can do so much for them. And maybe you can even sit and advise them, but sometimes it goes through one ear into the other.
Yes.
Right? And so when that happens, then you switch your mode of action. Now, instead of letting your words speak, let your thoughts speak. Let your vibration speaks, because vibration speaks much louder and deeper to a soul than your words. So that is where I was using the target of cooking, because um, whether they're I think a lot of you eat from home. Maybe sometimes occasionally you would consume outside food, but for the most part, I think even your family members, you're eating at home. So food and water makes a huge difference to the soul. So in the homework, as I promised that the homework that I was gonna give you, in the homework, what I did was for every day till next Thursday. So we have So next Thursday will be the 7th day. So what I did was here, for every single day, I created an affirmation for you. And what you're going to do is that every day you are going to, so here's the best part, you are going to write 108 times this affirmation. And you might be thinking, well, why 108 times? Can you see the slide? Can you all see the slide?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, we
to
can
get
see.
it into the slide mode. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, it's better.
Perfect. Okay. So this is a practice actually. When I was a child, when I was a kid, in our Brahmakumari center, every Sunday we would have children's class, and we were like 50, 60 kids. We would meet once a week. Usually on the other days in the week, we would go to our nearby respective centers. And then on Sunday, all the centers all over Malaysia, I'm from Malaysia. So all the centers, we will all meet at the main center, the main headquarters center. So we were like, 300-400 of us. And the parents, they would have their classes in a separate room. And the kids, we would have our own classes in a separate room, because, the way we would learn would be very different. And I remember every Sunday, our teacher would give us writing homework. And in our children's class, we were, I think the youngest was like maybe 2, not really 2. Yeah, I guess it was 2. But I was like 3 and up until like 12. The kids, we were there, and we were like 50, 60 of us. And we would, every month, we would have a new book. And the teacher would give us a new notebook. And every week, we have this homework to write. And then the next Sunday when we go, we have to show to the teacher, see, we did this. You put the date, and then you write and you show the teacher. And this was, for years, this is what we have done. And at that time, when you were a kid, you have no idea why you're doing. It's just, okay, everybody's doing, let's do it. And we all did it. But now as I grow up, I can see the thoughts or those efforts that was done when I was a child, it became an imprint in me. Subconsciously, it became, I don't know, like a trade in me. And now I see how much helpful it is for me. And so it's I think it's time for us all to just go back to step one. We probably have progressed so much in our life. We became busy with so many different aspects of our life. But now it's time for us to look back within us and take this time to check within us. Okay, are there areas that I need to rework within myself? And so now let me take this practice to rewire my thinking, rewire my emotions. So this homework is for you, that for every day, there's a quote here. And every day, you can break down those sentences. But at the end of the day, 108 times. And in the beginning, when you are writing, you may feel like, oh, I can't connect to this. I definitely can. Why my word is a blessing. Okay, so I will explain to you why my word is a blessing. So in the beginning, you may feel like when you're writing down, but your mind is just all over. Your mind is thinking, oh, I have to do this, or I have to do that, I have to call this, I have to email that. Yes, for sure, that's natural. It's all going to go all over. But what I'm saying is, do not stop, right? Do your writings, and I guarantee you, because I do have many years of experience with this, I do guarantee you, over a period of time, your mind is going to learn to listen to what you want your mind to listen. And all of these are a programming. It's a programming that you are consciously creating. Because when you are writing, you are thinking also. If you're just thinking I'm a powerful soul, Sometimes what happens, thoughts can get distracted. But when you're actually writing, you are thinking. And the more you write, the more you are re-emphasizing, the more you are thinking about it again and again and again and again. And this is going to be like a imprint in you. And this is eventually it will become part of you, part of your thinking process. So this is the homework. And I saw the question they asked was, my every word is a blessing. Okay. If your word is going to be a blessing for someone, then what should the quality of your word be? That is why I wrote that there, for you to remind yourself that your every word, if it's going to be a blessing for someone, if you want to bless someone, then how is it that you should speak? What are the types of words that you would use? So again, so then when I keep reminding myself that if my word are going to be a blessing, if my word is going to be an influence to someone, then what influence would I want to bring into them? So that is the whole idea of this thought. And then I accept everyone as they are. That's also very, very important. In the first class, I remember saying the proverb that we do not see others through a window, we see others through a mirror. That means I impose my shortcomings or my personality. I tend to identify that in others. So now I am telling myself, people are as they are, I am as I am. Can I see them as they are without making a comparison to my personality? And can I accept them as they are and be able to give the good wishes? That means for me not compromising my personality, if I, for me not to lose my kindness or my speciality when I'm facing someone with a lot of negativity. That's one, is protecting, self-protection. And second, the dua. Dua means blessing. Am I able to send that blessing, that good wishes for that soul, that, whatever it is that the soul is going through, I wish you well. So that is what it meant. I accept everyone as they are. And success is certain. This is also very, very important. Success is certain for me. I keep reminding, the more and more I keep reminding myself, success is certain for me. Then, if I were to take an action, if I were to do something, let me not have the doubt, can I do this? Will this happen? What if the other person would think? What would people say? In the past, it didn't work. In the past, I was not able to do it. Can I do it right now? No. I'm reprogramming. Yes, I do have some failures that I've encountered in my past, but that doesn't necessarily has to happen now. I can make a change. I can create a destiny for me. So all of these affirmations are basically for us to create a destiny that we want for us. But in order to create that particular destiny I want, I need to change certain way of thinking. I need to change certain patterns in me and fix it. And this is where these homeworks are going to help you. Every week, we're going to have different works, different homeworks. For this week, it is this. So I would definitely encourage you to keep a book aside, a new book, a fresh book, because we're going to have a fresh new start in our life, a fresh chapter in our life. So a fresh book, new book, and then this is the homework that you'll be, writing in your notebook. And the next week, we all can share your experiences and what you felt when you were writing. Does that sound okay? Okay, I love the thumbs up.
Yes.
Yes. So, and guess what? I'm also doing my homework. I'm also writing. So I'm having, it's not that I'm just giving you homeworks, but I actually, whatever homeworks that that I usually give to the students, I do it myself first. I practice myself first. So again, it's a recording that we have created since from our childhood, from the center. So it's just whenever I want to see something happening in my life, then I start writing. I start writing, and in the beginning when I'm writing, I could have doubts, I could have hiccups, and then eventually, because I keep writing every single day, subconsciously again, I start seeing it manifesting in my life. So that's how a lot of things that I wish to see happen in my life, that's how I actually manifested. So now is your chance. You try and you do, and you see it happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think Thank you. Japanese mathematics works under the same principle.
I'm
and
sorry.
even in India, we used to sleep, when you sleep with your grandparents, they make you repeat 1 times 2 is 2, like 1 times 3 is, and then we go down the tables, and we used to do tables up to 1 times 2.5, 1 times 3.5. We call it upa, and those are the ones which we used to do. And I used to say it all the way down to highest one, and every day. So like what you are Memorize. saying, repetition. So here that Kuman teaches the same thing. That kids go to the Kuman. What our grandparents did with us, that's what Kuman teaches. And that's a repetition. So doing these repetitions definitely would make a difference. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
But
that is
feeling it while you're doing the repetition is also important. Feeling it, not just in your head. If you feel it, then it becomes part of you.
Yeah, not like a mechanically, we are just doing it. Not
So it's a
mechanically.
It's a mindful writing.
Yes.
Mindful writing.
Mindful, experiencing it, feeling it, being it.
It happens after a few times. For
Yes.
some people, cannot be able to do
Yeah.
it the first time. It'll happen after
Yeah.
repetition. Mindfulness automatically will start.
Agree.
In the beginning, it may look like that you're just doing it, but give some time and it happens.
It gives a confidence.
So
It's a good place to start, just to do it repetitiously, mechanically. But after about the second or third time, you start thinking and feeling, and it seeps in.
Yes.
Allow it to seep in. Allow it, because you start that way.
Yeah.
Okay. So now what
Thank
we're going
you.
to do?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so
Om
much.
Shanti. Thank
Om
you.
Shanti. See you.
So
Om Shanti.
let
Om
us
Shanti, everyone. Om
yes.
Shanti. Vinothini.
What we are going to do now is let us do meditation. Then I would so I'm going to mute all of you. We're going to go into meditation. And then for those who are coming here for the first time, what I usually do is I end the session with meditation. And after the meditation, I will very silently, I will end the meeting. So we will not be saying goodbye or anything, but take that vibration or that experience with you that you experienced during the meditation, take it with you to bed. Or let's end with that silent note. Okay, so I am going to put the light again. And if you have any questions pertaining this, if in the future, if there's something, any questions comes up, maybe after this class, then feel free to email, because now that we all are in the chain of emails, so you can email me and I would respond to you. Now I'm gonna put the light, and this light is basically just for you a point of focus. So let me relax this body. If I am physically holding anything, let me just put everything aside and just make this body comfortable. And let me go within and check, what did I learn today from this class? And what is it that I would like to remind myself from this class? Did I learn that I'm actually very powerful, more than I think I am? Did I feel that I can make a difference in my life and in the life of others? Now that I know that my thoughts matters more than my words or actions, how do I want to think, especially when I'm cooking? What do I wish for my family? Today I realized that there is so much that I could do for my family silently in the background. I can support them. I'm actually a very valuable soul in this family. I'm the backbone, the soul who brings a difference in the family. And because I have this great responsibility, I promise myself that I will take great care about my feelings, about my thoughts, so that I can give a lot of blessings to everyone in my life. Om Shanti.